What's up, guys? It's Mark, and today we are in the lab and kind of got a new project. Jeep related, I guess you could say, a little bit, but we went ahead and picked up a trailer. And of course we like projects, so the aluminum trailer just wasn't doing what we needed it to do as far as for Jeeping and off-roading. It was beautiful, it was nice, it was pretty, it was fancy. It was everything you think you want. But when it comes down to Jeeping, it just wasn't cutting it. So stay tuned. Like I said, the aluminum trailer was just not working, and the reason why it wasn't working was the width. We're looking at building a couple bigger Jeeps here, and it wasn't wide enough, okay? Second thing was it was a hydraulic tilt, which was, oh, so nice to just drive straight up it. However, we couldn't attach a winch to it in case somebody broke down and the motor wasn't working. That's strike number two. Number three is if somebody blew a tire, blew a bead, messed up an axle, there was no way that we were going to drive or drag a Jeep up that trailer and just destroy the aluminum. So this is what we went with instead. Actually got here is a 24-foot trailer. It is dual axles. I'm not sure on the axles capacity. We are going to check that, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a trailer out of this, a hauler out of this for the Jeeps. This one here is 24 foot long. You do see how it has the little wings that come out. We're going to pick up a couple more of those to put on here because the trailer is actually going to drive over the tires, so we'll build up some fenders there with some metal. But basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get all the unnecessary stuff off of there. You can see there's a little tube dangling here where all the wires ran through. We're obviously going to replace that so we can, secure all the wires through it. Probably going to put some lights in the deck like we had in the aluminum trailer as well. It's just a nice feature if you needed to work on anything. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing stripped down. We got a couple cross members. We've got a weld up here in the front as well as these tabs off to the side. And then once all that's done, we're going to be taking it over to get sandblasted. And they're going to go ahead and paint it with a heavy duty trailer paint to prevent the rust and whatnot so that it'll almost look brand new. And then we've kind of got a plan. We'll put a box on the front. It does have electric brakes, so if we don't end up replacing the axles, we'll go ahead and get those back wired up the way they were. Put a tongue box up on the front, maybe an electric tongue or something like that. So that's our new project. So we'll show you here as we get some work done and get it knocked out. It's been a long day. I apologize, I haven't really gotten many shots of what I've been doing all day long. A little dirty, a little greasy, but basically I've just been cleaning the whole entire trailer, all the little bolts that were still there that were rusty from what used to be on here before. There was actually a gas line since it used to be from an old camper on there. Basically any kind of little brackets that we're not going to be using, just getting everything off and making the frame strip down to anything that we're not going to be using. So I've been using the Sawzall, been using the flap disc, cut wheels, a little bit of sledgehammer too. So that's what we've been working on. I'll show you a little bit of the progress here. So you can see here there are some raw spots. That's where we're going to putting the matching braces that are over there, over here. So we went ahead and got those prepped for doing the weld. But you can see here, anywhere there's these holes, there were tabs, there were brackets put on. So all of those are gone now. We've straightened out this piece a little bit here in the back. Same thing, got rid of some hardware there. You can see here, there are some more raw spots too. So that's where we're prepping to put more beams across here. So ideally when they do these trailers, you want to do 16 inches on these. So that's kind of a little bit different, but it's because we're keeping some of the existing larger beams, and then we're adding some more. We're adding one here, we're adding one here. We're going to keep this guy, but the braces on the outside are going here. So then we also had a pretty beat up tongue, wasn't working anymore. So we do have a new nose, but we had to I had to cut, grind. I still have some more cleanup work to do here. Obviously, we want to get that all flat. Plus, we want to get rid of the rust so we have a clean surface to weld to. But here's our new tongue. We're gonna fit on there like that. And then we've got the jack already that we had before. So that's just kind of a rough overview. We are planning on putting a tongue box up here. So I'm gonna go look, probably just gonna use that Harbor Freight one that's kind of like a triangle. And we'll get another piece of angle iron here. And then we'll figure out if we can keep that one or if we need to move it depending on the measurements of it. But I'd like that to kind of sit down in here recessed. And that's gonna take place of our electronics for the trailer, since right now we currently don't have any. However, we do have electric brakes on this trailer. As far as the other plan go, I wanna do in the front, I'd like to do a toolbox. That way we keep tools for the Jeeps and the trailer on there. We're gonna put a winch inside that toolbox. That way we can pull vehicles up on here when we need to. Hopefully we don't ever have to use it, but that's the whole reason of having the trailer. And then the rest will be a deck. And again, we are widening this too. So we've got the brackets, they're gonna be coming out that way so that we can put boards on the outside. And then we're gonna be designing some fenders that we can drive over. If you've ever built one of these trailers, let us know what thickness you use to do your drive overs. Probably gonna stop by a local trailer shop, see what they do, kind of cheat off of them pretty much, since this is my first time doing drive over fenders. Now here's what we already went to the steel store and got. There's 5-inch on there currently, there and there. We went a little bit smaller. This local steel shop didn't have 5, so we opted for 4. Of course, this is a little bit stronger than what they've got out there. So we're doing 4 here, and then these are gonna be the braces that come off on the outside so that we can widen this trailer. So we've got 14 here. We're doing 5 and 5, and then we've got 3 over there, and then what, 1, 2, 3, and 4 there, right there. So yeah, so we've got 14 pieces here, and then we've got 6 of these guys, and that is what's gonna be braced up. So basically what now is we're preparing to put all the metal together, put all the bracing together, put the tongue back together, get it mocked up for the tongue box that we want to go on the front after we get those measurements, get everything metal-wise set and in place, because after that is done, I'm going to go ahead and put the heavy-duty Rust-Oleum paint on the new stuff, because once everything is on here and the metal work is done, this is going to be going to sandblasting, where we're going to sandblast the whole trailer, and then we're going to paint it with the heavy-duty Rust-Oleum metal paint. That prevents rust and whatnot. Really thick, like enamel basically, is what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint it black, and then after that is when we're gonna move on to the electronics. Now, for those of you who have a trailer or have built a trailer before, you know, there's a couple main things. Obviously, we said that we have brakes on this one, so we are going to have to power them, run some boxes to them, along with a breakaway system. For those of you who know, if something happens to the hitch, you've got the safety chains. If the chains don't work, you've got one of these guys, so that when the cable is pulled, it applies pressure to the brakes. The brakes slow down the trailer, hopefully safely, without it just continuing in momentum to go. So we chose the Hopkins, it's called the Engager HD. It's a trailer breakaway system. So we are gonna be hooking that up to this. And this is a MIC tuning box. You can see here it's a 7-pin plug. Again, we need the 7-pin because we've got the electric brakes. And then we will wire our brake lights, our turn signals, the breakaway controller, all of those lights into this box. This is a nice waterproof box. I got both of these on Amazon. I think this was like 38 bucks. And then the breakaway system was 42. So not too bad, you know, about 70, 80 bucks for that. The one other thing we are waiting on is the taillights, of course. We opted for the style that have a metal box. And the reason why is we're gonna actually we're gonna weld those to the back of the trailer before it goes to sandblasting, so that when we paint it, those are already tacked on there and they're already done. So those are supposed to come this morning. They'll probably come tomorrow. And then we are gonna add some excess lights, those little tiny white, actually, let me show you. I've got some orange ones here that we're probably gonna put along the side. I kinda don't really like to overdo it with lights, but I'd rather be safer than sorry. So we've got these in white. All these are red. Oh, my white ones are up here. So So we're gonna actually line this trailer in the center with white lights, just like the aluminum trailer had. I really like that option. If you're having to work on a Jeep, you can just flip the lights on. So we are gonna tie that into the system as well. And hopefully we'll have Donnie and Tony come over, help us with electrical, because those guys are electrical gurus. They know how to just do everything in probably about half the time that I would do it. So those guys are pretty cool guys to have around, especially for that. So hopefully they'll pay us a little visit, but we'll make sure to cover that too. So stuff's coming in, guys. We did a lot of work today, just really cutting, grinding, cleaning stuff up. I'm pretty crazy at the shop right now, so probably give me about 2 days. Maybe in the next video, we'll do some welding, getting that frame stiffened up, and then we'll show you taking it over to the sandblaster. So we'll show you some more of the trailer here before we head out. So again, that's where we're gonna put the lights there. I did forget to mention one thing. I'm gonna get some ramps for this trailer, so I actually have to go get some more C-channel. I gotta put two pieces there to put one ramp in, 2 pieces over there to put one ramp in as well. I do have to get that done. Ooh, I need to fix that guy. He's not looking too good. But I do need to get that done too before we take it over to sandblasting. Well guys, that's it for our episode 1 of the trailer video. Again, just basically the tear down. Now it's gonna be time to build it all up as everything comes in. If you've ever built one of these trailers before, give us some tips. I built a trailer similar like this that I use for motorcycles back in like 2008, kept it pretty simple. Standard lights, didn't have brakes on the trailer, so a little bit newer, adding electronics to it. But what do you guys think we should use as decking? Should we use wood? Should we stain it? Should we paint it? Should we add grip to the paint? Should we use some of the composite board? I know prices are a little crazy, but on wood and lumber and stuff, but I'm kind of the cry once, buy once, cry once type. So I want to do it right. I want it to be good. So if you've got any recommendations, and again, if you've got any ideas for the drive over fenders on thickness we should be using, ways to brace the fenders without getting in the way of the tires, that would be helpful too. And then let's see what else. Anchor points. So we're going to need some anchor points that we're going to be needing to add. So if you've got any links, drop them below on cool anchors that you guys use to secure all your rigs with. I'd like to put down quite a few. So if I'm taking a TJ, if I'm taking a JLU, if I'm taking a Gladiator, you know, those spots kind of move around. So I'm going to be putting a lot of anchor spots on the Jeep, on the trailer for the Jeeps. So any recommendations, put those below. But thanks again, guys. Something a little bit different. We do still have the Jeeps over here we're working on daily. We'll be doing a Gladiator lift tomorrow and a couple other things. So don't forget, as usual, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.